Good morning, class. How are you all? Are you doing your chapter on regular basis? Our next topic is importance of pH in everyday life. As we have earlier discussed about pH, that what is pH? There is a pH scale which indicates either the substance is acidic or it is a basic. So, a pH scale measures the acidic or basic character of the substance. Now, today we will discuss that importance of pH in everyday life. That what it has importance in everyday life. So, in which the first topic is, are plants and animal pH sensitive? Are plants and animals are also pH sensitive? Yes, as it is given that our body works in pH range, that is 7 to 7.8. It is generally neutral. 7 to 7.8 it is neutral. But when the pH of the rainwater is less than 5.6, so as we know, whenever we are going from 7 to 0, the acidic character goes on increasing. As we are moving from 7 to 14, the basic character goes on increasing. So the rainwater, if the rainwater is pH having less than 5.6, then it is called the acid rain. So what do you mean by acid rain? If the rainwater is having pH less than 5.6, then it is called the acid rain. So the acidic character goes on increases. When it flows into the rivers, it lowers the pH of the river water, so the survival of aquatic life becomes difficult. The aquatic life which is living inside the seabeds, the life of the aquatic animals becomes difficult. So we should maintain the level of pH always inside the river water. Now the next is pH in our digestive system. How can we measure the pH for the digestive system? As we know that our stomach always release an acid which is hydrochloric acid. If there is an excess of hydrochloric acid, it causes acidity, or there is an increase in acid strength takes place inside the stomach. So it is given here, our stomach produces hydrochloric acid. It helps in the digestion of food. That helps in the digestion of food. But if it is an excess amount, it causes acidity. As it is given here, during indigestion, stomach produces too much acid and it causes pain and irritation. So, to get relief or rid of these, people always use antacids. People always use bases which are called antacids. Now, which antacid we use generally? What the work of antacid? It neutralizes the excess acid. It neutralizes the excess acid. Generally, magnesium hydroxide, that is MgOH whole twice, or it is called milk of magnesia, is used to neutralize the excess of acid, or it is called a mild base. It is called a mild base. Now the next is pH change as the cause of tooth decay. So how pH affect on the tooth? It has diverse effect on our teeth. How? Tooth decay starts when the pH of mouth is less than 5.5. When the pH of mouth is less than 5.5, then its decay starts. So tooth enamel, actually the tooth enamel, which is the outer covering of the tooth, is made up of calcium phosphate. Which is the hardest substance known. It does not dissolve in water but gets corroded when pH of mouth is less than 5.5. As the pH of mouth is getting decreased, that is 5.5 from 7 to 0, then the acidic character goes on increases. So it means in the mouth the acid strength is increases. Bacteria present in mouth produces acid by degradation of food or sugar particles which are left inside the mouth after eating. So the best way to protect the tooth or to prevent it, clean the mouth just after eating or every meal using, or the other way, using toothpaste, because the toothpaste which we use, they are generally basic in nature and bases neutralize the excess acids, so it gives relief to the tooth from the tooth decay. As it is given here that the toothpaste which we are using generally basic for cleaning the tooth can neutralize the excess of acid, so it's a safe product or a safe base which we can use to prevent our tooth decay. Now the next is self defense by animals and plants through chemical warfare. Here it is given that have you ever observed sting by a honeybee? Have you ever seen or observed that you have sting by a honeybee? Now what happens? Bee sting leaves an acid which causes pain and irritation. How can you get relief from it? By the use of mild base like baking soda. By rubbing baking soda on that point where the sting bee is happening or strong area gives relief. Bee sting inject. Which acid bee sting inject? Methanoic acid or formic acid? Methanoic acid or formic acid? It's a one mark question. Which acid is released by bee sting and causes burning pain Now the next we have given the table 2.3, some naturally occurring acids. These are important. These contains one mark questions. For example, the first one is natural source vinegar. Which acid it contains? It contains acetic acid. Vinegar contains acetic acid. And then orange contains citric acid. And then turmeric contains tartaric acid. And then tomato contain oxalic acid. And the next is sour milk. Sour milk means curd. Curd contain lactic acid. Then lemon contains citric acid. Ant sting contains methanoic acids. And nettle sting contains methanoic acids. These are some of the naturally occurring acids, and the table is given in your textbook. You can read it from there. Now the next articles, chemicals from common salt. As we know, the formula for common salt is NaCl and its name is sodium chloride. And the chemicals which are prepared from common salt will be discussed later. Here it is given that we have learnt that the salt formed by the combination of hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. So the reaction is given as HCl. Hydrochloric acid is HCl plus NaOH. Whenever they both combine, they will form NaCl, that is sodium chloride, is called sodium chloride. This salt we used in our food, which is used for cooked food. Now the next is seawater contains many salts dissolved in it. So sodium chloride is separated from these salts. Now the next topic, common salt, a raw material for chemicals.